Hello traders and welcome to Trading with Bill. Great to be with you on a Wednesday, Hump Day, July 29th, 2015. Traders coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Well, not too bright sunny skies today, my friends. Looks like we got some clouds out there. Maybe get some water later in the day. Traders, I'm bringing this to you about 10 minutes before the London Open. Traders, you can always find me at tradingwithbill.com. Please come visit my site. And if you would, go up to the video channel and you can watch past videos. I do a video every day so you can look at what's happened in the past week and what I've said and what's going on. So anyhow, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and yes, they call me Bill. Traders, we'll get a little bit to talk about today, not too much because of FOMC, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But before we do that, let's get rid of the legal stuff. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from 27 years in the fire rescue department and came to Thailand for 3 months. Well, it's 2015 and I'm still here since 2008. So love trading in Asia. I do trade all three markets, Asia, London, and New York. And I still get a good night's rest. New York, I only trade about 3 hours because that brings me up to about between 11 and 12 o'clock at night. So, and I do get breaks during the day, by the way. I don't sit in front of my computer all that time. But I do probably about 75% of that time I'm in front of my computers. But it is a full day for me. I love what I do. I look at opportunities and probabilities on my side to achieve successful trades. I look at technicals. I look at fundamentals. I'm very astute to what's going on in the markets on a daily basis. All right, let's get to the risk disclaimer. This is the legal stuff. Remember that Forex and Options Trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex and options markets. Traders, most of all, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. That's our risk disclaimer. Let's go over to the commentary. Okay, so what happened yesterday? You know, we had 5 days of red, both in Asia and in the New York session. We had also in the Eurozone, but we did have some mixed days there where we had some green. But New York session and the Asia sessions were all red for most of those days. So what happened yesterday? Well, if you remember from yesterday's video, remember I told you that when Asia opened and China was down 5%. Their stock market was down 5%. And if I'm not mistaken, yesterday I said during our video that it was currently at 2.5%, but they only had like an hour left and their markets were going to close. And well, guess what happened? They recouped and they only were down 1%. Well, the market just grabbed onto that and we re-accomplished dollar strength. And you're going to see that in some of our options charts. And also, I do have one Forex chart to show you today. Not too much going on today. FOMC is tomorrow, tomorrow. FOMC is having a policy meeting. I don't expect anything coming out of Janet Yellen, or as I call her, anti-Yellen. And I didn't come up with that. I got to be honest with you, the option guru came up with that, and I think it's the funniest thing in the world, calling her anti-Yellen. However, I have to say, I've listened to a couple of her speeches. She's a very intelligent woman, but she's not going to tell you that they're going to raise interest rates in September or December. The only thing we know is that they do plan on raising interest rates sometime this year. Well, I think they're foolish if they don't raise interest rates both September and December. I don't think they're going to get a better economic outlook in the United States than they have now, and I think they should take advantage of that. So we're resuming dollar strength. We're seeing some dollar strength, which is good. We want to see the dollar strengthen a little bit and get our currency pairs back in line. And we saw that today, as in Asia, I do a live trading room and I also do a newsletter. And the newsletter, we talked about that a lot. And in the live trading room, the traders that were in the room with me, we also talked about how much this China is, we're macro traders. We trade the globe, right? We trade everything. We trade all over the place. And it does make a difference. And it did make a difference. Well, China injected a bunch of money into the markets and injected a bunch of money into, the public funds and basically held it at a 1% loss. And to tell you the truth, I don't know where they're at right at the moment. The only thing I can tell you is I am looking at a dollar index chart, and right at the moment I see 3 green candles, and I'm showing the dollar chart at 96.74 right as I speak. And it's had 1, 2, 3, and that's 4 hours since that happened. So that was in the Asia session, but the inactive zone of Asia, it turned around. So let's take a look at some charts that we're in trades. We're in some option trades. And the first one is, of course, FedEx. So FedEx, we're in profit on our FedEx. No, we're not. I'm sorry. This is not the wrong one. Sorry. We are in negative with FedEx at about $75. We expected this to go down, and you can see we had 2 green days here. And their earnings report came out, almost 2 weeks ago, so it has nothing to do with earnings. So hopefully this is going to turn around. Now remember, this is a long-term trade. This is not going to expire on Friday. In fact, this does not expire until August the 14th. So we have like another 17 days before this is going to expire. 18 days before this is going to expire. So we have some time with this, and we have plenty of time for this to come back down. And remember, we sold this at the 170 strike price, and we have insurance at the 175 strike price. So if it gets up to 175, basically we're going to get a reverse trade here, and we're basically going to be going in both directions. If you take a look at the bottom of the chart there, you can see our DNA is what I look at most of the time, and you can see it's up at the top. And I'm expecting this to basically curve today in the New York session, I hope. I'd really like to see us get down to like $60 or $50 by the time the end of trading stops on Friday. But that's 3 days away, so we have plenty of time. Let's take a look at gold. We're in the gold ETF, and currently it's at 105.02. And you can see we sold this, if you remember, at the 108s, and we're buying at the 111s. So as long as we stay below 108, we're in profit, and we are in profit, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But this is a long term. This doesn't expire until August 24th. So this is like 22, 24 days, 23 days away before we're going to have any issue with this. But this is looking good. This is, as long as, like I said, as long as it stays below 108, we're going to be fine, as long as this keeps to decline. And according to the pundits and the gurus and the wobbleheads, they're expecting gold to continue to fall. We just don't want it to get above 108, because then we'll be in a loss. And fortunately for us, we are in our last trade is our Twitter trade. We traded Twitter, and this Twitter, I'm pretty sure this expires Friday, and we are in profit. Not realizing when I put this trade on, else I would have never done it. But I like that the DNA is to the upside. I want this to just keep climbing up. And earnings came out yesterday, and luckily for me, when I got up at 6:30, 7 o'clock when I put my charts on, and New York was already closed, so the markets were closed, and that's 6:30 in the morning Thailand time, which is 7 p.m. U.S. time, Eastern Standard. And to my luckily surprise, they had a positive earnings report, and that just boomed this Twitter right up, just moved it up. They're having issues with their chairman and their CEO and all this stuff, and they're going through this change, and I think the markets basically want both of them just to disappear and start with some fresh blood. But we don't know. We'll see how this. I forgot his name. The new guy that's coming in, and hopefully that'll change stuff. I do like that on the bottom of the chart there. You can see stochastics has an up cross here. It's crossed, and I like that. It's in between our two lines, and we've crossed to the upside, so that's a good sign. Our DNA is up at the top, which can stay there for a while, but you really don't want that. You really want this to make its move, because I don't want to have to take a ride back down in the next 2 days until this expires on Friday. Well, really, it's going to be 3 days because it's 3 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday for you all on the east coast of the U.S. For me, it is 2 p.m. Eastern Thailand time, Bangkok time. So, Twitter, thank goodness it had a good earnings call and helped us out a little bit. Let's take a look at what our account's looking at right now. This is our account right now, and as of right now, here's our horrible move on FedEx that for some reason jumped up, but we're $78 in the negative there. So that's not really very nice of them to do that. But we're up $8 today already, and that's from electronic trading on gold, and we're up $16 on Twitter. So we are starting to make some profits here. Now remember, these are very small trades. These are only one contract. I think Twitter. I think the max on Twitter was something like $47 or something like that, or $37. So we're at the 50% mark already. So I'm okay with it. And remember, we're paper trading. There's no secret there. It's right on the chart that we're paper trading these, and we'll probably paper trade for another week or two, and then we'll go to live trades. Just getting my feet wet again. I'm kicking myself for taking those 4 months off from trading options, and I'm getting it's like riding a bicycle. You just got to get back on one and just ride around the block and you get it back. So we're like halfway around the block, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable with what's going on and how I'm reading the markets. It's like Forex. You got to be able to read a chart and get a sort of a hunch of what's going on, and so that looks good. I think we don't talk about it a lot, but our deltas are good. Our deltas at a negative 33, so that's pretty neutral. If that delta was 200 or 100 or something like that, I'd be really scared. But our deltas are neutral, so I think we're okay. Our delta's at 33, and that I haven't really gone into electron deltas, and I will one day do a delta slide for you and talk about deltas. But that's a good sign for us on delta. Theta just tells you basically what you're going to make per day. So on FedEx, if this stays the way it is, we're going to only make $2.40 a day on FedEx, which is not going to cover, well, it might barely cover our, to break even. We're making $3.82 on gold, and we're making 32 cents on Twitter. I'm sorry, wrong one, Theta. $2.40 on FedEx, $1.64 on gold, and Twitter, we're making $5.95 a day on Theta. And Theta basically tells you what you're expected to make for that day, and that's what Theta is all about. So really going well, and really happy with what we're doing, and just looking forward as we move along. Things are moving. All right, I have one more slide for you all. Don't have a lot to talk about today because that FOMC meeting is going to really slow the markets down. But I wanted to show you the sell-off yesterday. Remember we were talking about the euro dollar, that this was heading up, and it was all about, it wasn't the euro that was doing it, it was the dollar. Well, now the dollar got strong again, and here we are. And I think it was at the pivot point I said, sell this. And basically I just put a line there to indicate that, we're past that point, and this could have been a sell. Now, I don't think I would have sold anything before the London Open. There's no data today. There's no high impact data today. So that really, influences when I'm going to enter a trade. I don't want to enter a trade before the London Open, and London Open should be open about 3 minutes now. We should just be into London Open. And I'm really going for the gusto here. I want to get down to S1. I know we have a 200 EMA here. But this is only now I respect it because it's also at a support line, and I respect it. And we could get a bounce here, but we're going to break even plus 5 or 6 by then, or even 10. And I'm not worried about it. And eventually it'll hopefully pop through that. And somewhere between the, we want to get out at 0.993, so, at 10.04 or even, 10.02, would I get out? Yeah, probably. I just get out because, there's a bunch of pending orders here to take this back to the upside, right? People look at this. There's probably a bunch of pending orders here at 10.23 to take this back to the upside of 200 EMA. I wouldn't be surprised at all. You just have to realize that when you take your trade. So maybe this will pop up for us during London, and then we can take this to the downside. I am in a short. Unfortunately, I don't have it on this platform. but I am in a short on the euro from actually it's 10:51 is where I entered. So I'm 9 pips in profit. And I took that trade like an hour and a half ago. So not no big deal. I'm not going to be buying my 41-foot Hatteras motor yacht yet. Working on it, but not yet. All right, let's keep going. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and yes, they do call me Bill, please come visit me with tradingwithbill.com, and if you go to the video channel, you can see all the videos, and if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, as not that I care about their bonuses and all that, it's just that I like to see that people are watching the video and the word's getting out, that I'm back and I'm doing videos again, and I'm getting one a day at least, so it's getting out there, and I thank you for that, for those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thanks again, traders. Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye-bye.